There are many ways to make money fast in GTA Online, but have you ever heard of this money method, where you could make billions of dollars very quickly? This is probably one of the best money making methods in GTA Online history. In GTA Online over the years, there have been many different ways to get money fast, like heists for example, and also different types of money glitches, but this here is serious business. This could make you over $1 billion in seconds. This is actually real. Yeah, seriously, this really happened. In the early days of GTA Online, money grinding methods were pretty simple. Most of these methods involved playing missions, like Rooftop Rumble, which paid decent money back then, but now they're absolute dog shit. Since then, methods to make money fast have evolved. Now we have an array of heists, different businesses, and other activities we can take part in to make our GTA Online wallets fatter.
Oh my!
But no legitimate money making method, or even a money glitch, has ever been able to do this. This is unbelievable. And the craziest part is, this was actually one of the first money methods ever. It's 2013. Rockstar launches the highly anticipated GTA Online, but it's so broken that they had to quickly shut it down.
Oh, fuck off! I've seen this same cutscene like 500 times!
They then later came back and relaunched it. This time, it was successful. Rockstar could now celebrate, but not without some problems. How the fuck do these guys already have $1 billion? The game's only been out for a few months. That's just not possible. Turns out, it was possible. See, the GTA Online map has various different convenience stores around Los Santos and Blaine County, where you can go to purchase snacks, but you could also blast them in the face and steal all their fucking money, with the likes of Vanos Gaming challenging himself and his friends to rob every store in one single run. Now usually you can't take much from these stores, it's normally around a few $1,000s, but there was a time where you could steal over $1 billion from one of these stores. Did these shops sell a shitload of sprunk that week and their registers were bulging with cash? No. There were also other players running around with a $1 billion bounty on their head. If you killed them, you would in fact get $1 billion. What the hell is going on there? And completing a simple race would also give you a much bigger amount of money than you would expect.
Holy Jesus!
So how was all of this done? Well, it was all thanks to DNS codes. What are DNS codes? They are codes that allow you to connect to a DNS server. What's a DNS server? It's a server you can reroute your internet connection through. What's an internet connection used for? Many different things, buddy. So how could these be used? Here I'm demonstrating this on PS3, but it was also possible on Xbox 360. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to use a car off the street. Now this isn't how people would have done this before. They would usually use a bounty or they would rob a shop or something like that. But the easiest way for me to show how this would work is to use a car off the street. So as you'll know, cars that you steal from the street in this game don't really sell for much money in Los Santos Customs. So I'm going to take this one here to Los Santos Customs and I'll just show you how much this thing actually sells for. It sells for $6,900. So not really a lot of money, but if we now quit out of GTA, and I'll show you what would happen once you applied the DNS codes. So once you had your DNS codes from whatever source you got them from, what you would do is go to your network settings and then you would set up your internet connection. You would go to custom Then you would select wired or wireless depending on what you were using, if you're using a wired connection or Wi-Fi. Then you would just go through everything here until you get to DNS setting. Then you would select manual, and you would then put in the DNS codes at this stage here. And of course you'd have two codes. You would have the primary and the secondary DNS, so you'd have to put both of those codes in. Then once you've done all that, you would then go back to GTA 5. So now we're back in GTA Online, and I'm going to basically take the same kind of car into Los Santos Customs, and I will now try to sell this one. And now it sells for over $1 billion. So if I now sell this vehicle, there you go. You can see I now got $1 billion for that car. Now, like I said, people wouldn't use cars for this. When people were using this, they would rob stores, or they would collect bounties, or complete races and stuff like that. The car was just a really easy way for me to show you what would happen if you used these DNS codes. With one of these DNS servers equipped, players could rob stores for billions, or they could start up criminal records, set it to 1 lap, which would simply be a circle around the prison, and then once they finish, they get an ungodly amount of money. Or if you weren't even using DNS codes yourself, you could stumble on a player with a $2 billion bounty on them. DNS codes were very powerful, but you couldn't just connect to any DNS server. You had to connect to a specific DNS server that was created for this purpose. These were posted all over YouTube and other platforms, but where were these servers coming from, and how did they work the way they did? How these DNS servers worked was someone who probably already knew what they were doing with this kind of thing set up their own server, but this on its own does nothing. If you connected to it at this stage, it would change absolutely nothing in GTA Online. So what did they do to cause these big changes to happen? Well, I had to do some research to find that out, and this is what I've managed to gather. It seems like there's a file that controls how much money and RP you gain from completing certain tasks, and also based on the name of this file, it can control many different things. The file is called tunables.json. Now, if you don't know what tunables are in GTA Online, it's basically what's used for the regular weekly update these days, so it can control the money bonuses, vehicle discounts and more. Since it looks like this is the file Rockstar uses to put double money and triple money on different missions, jobs and other events in GTA Online, it makes sense that this would be the same file that was used for the DNS servers. So with this knowledge, how it looks like the DNS codes worked was they were designed to direct your connection through a modified version of the tunables.json file with crazy changes to the amounts of money and RP you could gain. Without the DNS server, when you're in GTA Online, your connection is connecting to the official Rockstar Cloud servers with the official tunables file, which is bouncing back to your console, and you'll get the regular amounts of money set by Rockstar's payout systems. But as soon as you add the DNS codes to your connection settings to then connect to the DNS server, when you go into GTA Online, you're still connecting to the official Rockstar servers, but you're also connecting to the DNS server on top of that, which has the modified tunables file, and this is now changing the values. As you would expect, Rockstar didn't like this, and had to deal with it fast. First of all, any accounts that were caught taking advantage of this, pack up your shit and get the fuck out. But please come back again though. They decided to reset these players' accounts, and since this was the early days of GTA Online, they probably didn't lose very much. Plus, we now know they would have plenty more opportunities to make good money in the near future. Rockstar also encrypted the tunables file, so it would be extremely difficult to edit it to make these changes, and they patched how the DNS codes worked by putting a cap on how much money you could make, preventing this from ever happening again. But this actually caused a problem in a future update. In 2019, Rockstar added new survival modes that featured endless rounds, which meant you could keep going for as long as you wanted, but this also meant you could go on to make a much bigger amount of money from one survival. The problem here is, this could result in players hitting the cap Rockstar had previously set for this game mode, and if that happened, you would find out you just spent hours grinding a survival mode to then get fuck all at the end. Fuck! This pissed a lot of people off, and Rockstar had to change it, so this was no longer a problem. Now with these fixes, it looked like Rockstar had stopped this madness once and for all, but unfortunately for them, they still had a huge steaming pile of money glitches to deal with over the years. Since the early days in 2013, we haven't seen anything like the DNS codes. The closest things to this that we've had are the frozen chip glitch and mods. But the DNS codes were so widespread that at least more than half of the GTA Online community at the time already had billions within the first few months of the game being out. It really was one of the fastest ways to get money in the history of GTA Online, and it would be insane if it ever happened again.